Hi everyone. Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome back to Lana's Little Things with me, Dr. Lana. We're going to talk about how do you manage, how do you get through caregiving when with a parent who has dementia, but in the past when you were growing up, that parent was unkind or even toxic, narcissistic, verbally abusive to you, and now you are the main caregiver or the caregiver. How do you manage? And can you manage? And if you choose to continue, how can you deal with it in a way that does not further affect your mental health and erase all the healing that you would have had to do? Or if it triggers and awakens feelings in you that may not have healed, that's what we're going to talk about. So welcome back to channel where we talk about all things on living agelessly, family caregiving. That's what we're going to talk about. Bridging generational gaps and entrepreneurship and just life itself. This one's going to be tough because can you name one family that you know of in this entire world who had no problems at all? Everybody got along, was all hunky dory, nothing ever went wrong, and at all, and everyone's swimmingly attached to each other. The answer is no. So, first of all, we can remove that fairyland and fairy dust thought because everyone has some sort of, I wouldn't say dysfunction, but we're not gonna all agree. We're gonna disagree, and we'll disagree strongly. And sometimes there's great animosity in what is your first reference point for life. Your first reference point is your family, is your parents or your guardian. Your reference point for life is who you grew up with. When your nerves are being, your neurons, the connections in your brain and your heart are being formed, there are your reference point. And many times it was very, very difficult. So tonight is going to be tough for some, and in advance, I'm going to tell you this. I talked about it earlier with some persons this week, and it has been triggering for quite a few people because it's a tough subject, but we just got to do it. We got to continue to talk about it because there are three things we have to do in this whole process towards managing and managing with grace. So let's just keep talking. You are it. You're the caregiver, and you are now faced with the same words, the same venomous looks and attitude, and unkind words, ingratitude for the what you're doing, and you're like, what? Why am I back here? Why did I choose to come and do this? Why am I staying? You've never treated me well since I was a child. Why am I taking this from you now? Because your parent has dementia. So you figure, oh, well, okay, it's their brain. And someone tells you, don't worry, they're saying that because their brain is changing. And you're like, this is exactly the same as it was when I was younger. So there's two flips of the coin to that story as far as research goes. One, whatever you were like, even in normal aging, is unlikely to just flip and change overnight without some serious work. So many adults would never have healed. They'd never have had the opportunity to, or they were in great denial, or they never had the time because they were raising a family. There's not an excuse, but this helps to understand why when adults don't heal, or when they are older, that healing never took place. And so their brain now with dementia cannot process what you're saying, cannot process the conversation. And you feel left with unresolved issues, unresolved hurts, unresolved pain, unresolved anger, resentment, you name it, the emotion, it can come up. And it feels as though you might be wallowing, not wallowing, but being smothered. That's the word. Smothered by these emotions that you have no outlet for. Because where's the closure going to come if the person's got dementia? Even in early stages, they're not processing what you're saying. The brain is not processing it. They haven't changed. So without the filter, even if there was a filter before, you know how we filter kind of sort of, and we don't want to talking to someone and you just don't want to blurt out everything that you in a disagreement, because you know that that's not ever going to end well. And there's some things that are just inappropriate to say and the timing is not right, and so you've learned to have grace for the space for yourself, and you've learned to manage your emotions, and so you hold it and you say, well, okay. So your brain filters. It doesn't just say what you want to say. In dementia, there ain't no filter. That's gone. And as the stages progress, no matter how long it is, that's gone. There are different types of dementia, especially those with a little more aggression. Sometimes it might be Lewy body dementia is a more commonly known one, where persons might become more aggressive. But either way, the most common being dementia of the Alzheimer's type. Either way, there's no filter. So they're going to say whatever. And believe me, they're going to be saying what they were always saying from before, because that's where their memory last was. Okay? So it requires, first, there are three things that have been recommended. I'm probably going to do 5 because this is a tough subject. Psychology, the brain, the heart, emotions, family dynamics, all those things, those can't just be talked about quickly and fixed with a light switch. Unresolved childhood trauma and issues and hurt don't just heal because the person is older, so clear, as we say in Barbados. Have a heart when yours is broken. So what can you do? How can you get through this care process without being broken yourself? And actually feel as though, you know what, I'm doing the best I can, and you're going to get help. So first, acknowledge the situation is not going to change. There's not going to be this miraculous, we get along well, they're going to understand, because they're not. So it's the acceptance that's going to come with the reality that you're being faced with. The reality is the brain has changed, and it's not changed for the better. It's changed in a way that's going to bring up more from the past, because the present is a blur and the future is almost non-existent. And you have to live in all 3 phases, in all 3, the past, the present, and the future, in order for you to live a productive life, in order for you to move on, to move forward, and to keep your relationships and your heart healthy and whole. So, first, that's acceptance. Second is kind of linked with acceptance, but it is to feel the emotions that you're feeling. And the saying is feel, deal, and heal. So here's how we're gonna break that down. Feel first is you're not just accepting the situation. You're actually feeling. Let your feelings come out. Let your feelings about the situation be known. Be known to whom? Be known to a trusted friend or a therapist. I mean, that may be where you may need to start when the caregiving seems as though it's going to be you. Because you want to go into it armed, prepared, acknowledging, okay, my feelings are going to, this is something that they said that I know that felt badly before. So feel your feelings. Because a feeling that isn't acknowledged is a feeling that's just gonna grow, and it's gonna simmer like a pressure cooker, and you will find yourself boiling one day when it gets really, really bad. Okay, so feel your feelings, talk to a trusted friend, talk to a therapist, get your emotions there, get your emotions in acknowledge what your emotions are, know what they are, know what your triggers are, feel them, acknowledge them, talk about them. And once you face the monster as it is, it's less, it it gets smaller. Whatever you face is more manageable. Trust me. The second one is the third, really, because we have acceptance, we're feeling, and we're dealing. So we're dealing with how you're going to deal with the everydays. So you may not be able to do this by yourself. Let's just say practically 24/7 is not going to happen because you may have to work. And also, even if not, you certainly should not be managing that situation alone, because it's not just going to be physically exhausting, which it is already. Emotionally, mentally, you will be in a wobble. So you go in with your superhuman cape on to save and to really rescue and to feel good, and it's not gonna work because you're gonna be exhausted and your emotions are just gonna be a wreck. So how do you deal with it? Will you talk to family members if there are any, if and share the load. Some might be able to come for an hour or so, some might be able to come overnight, or you may be able to get either privately or government assisted help in the house with a paid professional carer, someone who comes in and takes that load off of you, so they can spend time with your parent, they can do some of the feeding, and they can help you with the housework depending on what you want and what you choose to do. That's how you're going to deal with the day to day, because you cannot do this by yourself. You cannot do it alone. You will break, trust me. People have, and then they said, I wish I had done it before. Third, so that's the deal. The healing comes with the therapy, the talk therapy, the daily self-talk, and self-care. So make sure that you are your priority, because without you, nothing else is going to happen, okay? You have to be in a position where you feel healthy enough and well enough to continue this journey of 1,000 miles, journey of 10 years, journey of 2 years, a month, you have no idea. And there will be adjustments along the way, but you have to be aware that this is for the long haul. This is the long goodbye, as we know it to be called. So part of the healing is taking care of yourself. Exercise, have your own nutrition, have your own meal plan, have your time for rest, have your time for your friends, with your friends. Even if it's FaceTime, make sure that you do that and you schedule that in as a non-negotiable. You may be able to set boundaries in your mind, not necessarily tell your parent, but in your mind you're going to say, okay, when they say something, they know enough that when you can say, I don't appreciate you saying that to me, or don't say that to me, or walk away when they start to talk or get angry or aggressive. Just walk away. Say, okay, that's it, Mom, I know you're all right. Here's your water. I'll be back. There's no one to talk to. There's no one to insult. What are they going to do? They just keep talking or they stop. So you're able to then manage your emotion, and you feel in control as opposed to out of control. So that's for you. So that's why I said it's like 5. So this is probably 4. So the fifth thing possibly would be, yes, remember not to argue, justify, go back and forth, because you're dealing with a brain that is just not going to process what you're saying. So it's pointless to argue, it's pointless to justify, it's pointless to try to have that kind of conversation, because remember, you've acknowledged and accepted that this is what it's like. This is not going to change, okay? And as much as you can, it is true, the brain has changed. So separate and say, you know what? This sounds so much like when I was a child. Part of it is, and part of it is this brain that's changing. And there's nothing I can do about that. I didn't cause it. It's not my fault. The child in you might still feel guilty, might still feel badly, might still feel coward, but you are now grown. You are now in charge of your own self and your emotions. So I want you to know that this is doable. It is going to be hard, but with acceptance, with acknowledgement, with talk, with practical steps, feeling your feelings, taking care of yourself first, setting your own boundaries, and then finally acknowledging that there's just some things that you just gonna take a deep breath, let it go. Because you're in it, and then share the load, lighten your load. From my heart to yours, Dr. Lana, this is a tough one. It's a day-to-day process, but it's something that can be done, that must be done, so that your caregiving journey, should you choose to accept it, this mission, is one that you will come out of. You will feel, you will have grown, and you will know you're master of your emotions, even the hurts, because we're human. It's still, sometimes it's still gonna burn, I'm telling you. Even the hurts will feel less, you feel them less, and you're able to deal with them less, and you're able to deal with other people in a better way, and maintain your own emotions, your own dignity, your own friendships, your own life. So that was long. That one's tough. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend. Remember to like, subscribe, press the notification bell, and you can sign up for with my website for a free meditation video, which, trust me, sometimes that comes in quite handy when you just need to take a 5 minutes and breathe. Just a quick 5 minute video to just calm you and relax you. I'll leave it in the link below. Take care of yourself, take care of your health. From my heart to yours, Dr. Lana. Bye bye.